Hey YouTube, this is just a quick video to compare some current noise canceling headphones. I'm mainly going to focus on these, which are the Bose noise canceling 700s. I know I'm going to butcher the model number, but it's Sony WX1000 XM3, I think. We got the Bose QC35s over here, and then we have the Bose QC30s. So I'll provide a summary here in the beginning and say that I'm actually planning to return the 700s. And the main reason for that is that I just don't enjoy listening to music as much as I do some of the others here on this desk. In terms of just music listening pleasure, I would put the Sonys at the top of the list. I've really been impressed by these for music listening. I guess if I were to rank the others, maybe I'd put the QC35s. I don't know. I'd say it's about equal between the QC35s and the QC30s, but definitely for me the 700s are last in terms. I don't know what Bose did. I think maybe they took a very safe approach. Maybe some people would actually prefer these. Maybe they're more neutral than the rest. I don't know. I just they don't move me as much as the others. Um, the second reason why I'm planning to return them is I had very high expectations for these for their microphone quality. I was willing to pay a premium, 400 bucks. Was willing to pay a premium over the others because in my mind I was going to be able to connect them to my Windows 10 PC, use them for Teams calls, also have them paired to my whatever my main telephone phone is, and be able to use them for voice calls for that as well, but also be able to listen to content. And I was surprised to find that the microphones, at least for me, were not that impressive. I asked for feedback for people from people on Teams calls and phone calls on my iOS device and my Android device, and people while nobody had anything necessarily bad to say, it didn't seem to be excellent. And I don't know why, but I had expectations that they were going to be excellent for the microphone. Um, with that said, out of the ones here on this desk, I'd probably say they are the best. But to me, that's not saying much because I don't think any of them were really designed as a primarily as a microphone device. I think they were mainly designed for listening and noise cancellation. So the next thing is a reason for me to return, but it's lower on the list, and that is minimum listening volume. And I didn't realize this until after I started using them, but sometimes I'll wear headphones while I'm reading a book, and what I found is that I like to listen to music, very low background music when I'm reading, and the minimum volume setting is too loud for my liking. The Sony's is what I seem to always gravitate toward and pick up when I want to read something, just have something playing in the background. And again, what I've realized is that they do a great job at that. They sound great, low volume, medium volume or high volume. I really like how the Sony sound. I would, again, I've never really paid attention, but I think that the QC35s and the QC30s play lower on both iOS and Android. I tested it with, so that was another thing, kind of an irritation. Next irritation is even lower down on the priority list, but it is an irritation for me. When you turn these on and off, there's a sound prompt, and to me, that prompt is a little bit jarring. It's surprising to me that I didn't find any way in either the iOS or Android app to disable that or turn the volume of that prompt down. So maybe Bose can implement that in the future. I do like, so positive, I will say, I do like that they finally implemented some touch controls. The pause, play, fast forward, rewind. That's not available on the QC35s, but I think the Sony still wins out in terms of touch controls because you have a bigger surface area. The Bose just limits it to, I think it's this section. If this is the right ear cup, yeah, I think it's limited to just this small section, whereas the Sony gives you the entire ear cup to for their touch controls. What else? Oh, I did want to talk just a little bit about the apps. Android app, I haven't had any issues, works well. The iOS app, I originally paired it to my iPhone XS. That was the first device I paired it with to test, and worked reliably, no problem. But then I started switching between devices, and that's where I ran into problems. Uh, Going to Note 9, Galaxy S10, PC, iPad, and when I wanted to go back to the iPhone, it was like a nightmare trying to get it repaired. So much so that I gave up and maybe came back to it a week or two later, and perhaps maybe the app got updated. But even then, trying to get it paired again, there's a lot of going back and forth, forgetting the device, trying to get it paired, back and forth, back and forth. I finally got it to work again, but it was not fun. It was not a good experience. Comfort wise, I would say that the Sonys do the best for me in terms of comfort. My ears don't get hot. I can wear them for several hours without them bothering me. Second on the list for comfort, I would say I'd say it's a toss up between the QC35s and the QC30s. I think these QC30s in general are very comfortable in that you can just put them around your neck. They can stay on there all day and not bother me. But when I put them in my ear, I'll max out at about 2 to 3 hours before I need to take them out of my ear and kind of take a break for a little bit. But I can use them for an entire flight, with only, say like from East Coast to West Coast of the United States, which is 4 to 5 hours. I can wear them and only need to take them out a few times. I think these are really nice headphones that I've really grown to love. And I would be sad if I didn't have them anymore. I guess that's a good transition into noise canceling capabilities. In terms of noise canceling capabilities, I'd put the Sonys at the top. Surprisingly, I would put the QC30 second, and I think that's because there's this ceiling or isolation factor of putting them inside your ears as well as the noise cancellation. I would say the 700s are probably third, and the 35s are probably last. But big but, all of these are excellent at noise cancellation. I think they all do a great job with that. I did want to mention that. So comfort wise, at the top, then it's a toss up between these and these. And then for me, I can understand why some people might think that these are more comfortable, and I think it probably boils down to the shape of your head. I have a big melon head, so maybe that's why I don't love the comfort of these. But I think that was about it. All I wanted to share. One other thing I'll say is if you check out Jim's Review Room YouTube channel, he did an excellent job of comparing the sound quality between these as well as the microphone quality. So I'd encourage you to go check that out and listen to some of those sound clips. Again, I think these could be a nice headphone for some people. They just weren't great for me. So I'm going to keep the other ones and return these. Maybe at some point I might try out some Surface headphones to pair up with my Windows PC. But for now, I'll just stick with the three I got. So that was about it. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments section. Thanks.